Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Wedding Ceremony Podcast. We talk about anything and everything that has to do with wedding ceremonies. My name is Clint Hufton. With me is a gentleman that's got a little something. Wasn't sure if he was going to share it, but yet I think that if we all clap our hands, that Tinkerbell will come alive and we'll hear the story. The one and only J.P. Reynolds.
Thank you, Clint. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Tinkerbell is on spring break. There ain't no Tinkerbell on my part today because you told me that you have something you want to share.
I do have something, but I am really curious as to where
And
Tinkerbell goes for spring break and what a party that must be.
I know, and I'm not saying.
All right, everybody, you should know that the reason we do this podcast is because we are both wedding officiants. We've been doing it for a long, long time. And as those of you know who are in the wedding industry, every wedding is unique and has its own stories. But before we dive into that, you should also know that JP is an accomplished author. He's written books about wedding ceremonies, how to do them, how to prepare for them, and they are in the Amazon store and in the Kindle store in Amazon. Plus, he's a communications expert. TheBusinessOfConfidence.com is that website. His wedding website is jprweddings.com. Mine is just my name, Clint Huff, CLINTHUFFT.com, for all of the things that I do. And once again, we want to thank the musicians that play the theme music in our audio podcast, and that is the Da Capo Players, DACAPO Players.com. All right, JP, you know how when we do ceremonies at a hotel, it's very common for the rooms of the hotel to kind of be around us, and they have balconies. And it's very common for people who are staying at the hotel, when they hear the music and they see people all dressed up, they'll walk out on their balcony to watch the wedding ceremony. Yes,
Right.
is that familiar?
Right. Oh, here in SoCal,
Very common, very, very normal. It happened a couple of weeks ago, and I immediately thought of you, and I seriously wish you were standing right by my side so that I could experience this through the lens of JP.
Look at me. I just get different stuff there. Yeah. Okay.
Let me set the stage. It's at kind of a fancy place in Beverly Hills. Now, we're talking about in the heart of the business district of Beverly Hills. It's like right there. Rodeo Drive is over there and all that stuff. So if you go to this hotel and then you go to the third floor, then there's a terrace. And they have it with one of my favorite things, which is fake grass. They have the terrace, and it's big, and they can hold 200 comfortably. This wedding was not that big. It was about maybe 100 people. And it looks out over Beverly Hills, the iconic Beverly Hills. I'm at the end of this patio, this terrace, looking back towards the hotel. And the rooms are all there. And sure enough, I see some doors opening and I see some people coming out. Now, this particular ceremony, the couple, they're both of Korean heritage. They're both doctors, now that I'm thinking about it. There were people there in traditional Korean dresses, gowns, whatever you want to call them. They wanted to have fun, but it was prim and proper. You know, we're honoring the heritage, we're honoring structure and culture, and then we're about to start the ceremony, and I look up, not way up, like a lot of times the balconies, they're way up, like maybe on the 10th floor. No. On the second floor above the terrace. So right there, where if I want to do and cut a running start, I could probably jump up and touch the bottom of the balcony. A couple walks out and sits down on the chairs on their balcony in their bathrobes to watch the wedding. And I thought, oh, JP, what would you have to say about this?
I would say I was grateful that they at least had bathrobes.
it, there was that essence, there was that feeling. There was no sense of shy or impropriety or anything like that. No. What's going on? A wedding. Let's go out here and watch it.
Oh. So on the one hand, and this whole notion of having the peanut gallery,
Yes,
weddings we do, is so common because the hotels we go to, the resorts we go to, they are oftentimes that hybrid of business holiday directed in terms of the clientele they bring in. There's a sweetness that people love a wedding.
Oh, yes.
People love a wedding. People with a balcony do feel like they're watching a TV set. You know, they're in their living room. They're just watching, and the TV is on. But welcome to the obliviousness of contemporary society, where there's absolutely no self-awareness, no other awareness, no understanding of, okay, the bride is going to come out and you want her from the corner of her eye to see you in a hotel robe. No self-awareness. No. Oh,
Now, if they
okay.
had been 10 floors up, nobody cares because
Right.
nobody really, most of us don't really look up. I like doing that though, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
When I'm in that environment before the processional starts, sometimes when the groom is standing next to me, I'll say, "Hey, look, there's
Yeah.
people in the bleachers. Look at that." Well, one of the reasons I do it is because I think it's funny, but the other thing I do it is because it takes him out of himself and kind of helps him relax. I
Right.
always say, just pay attention to everything's around you so that you can really absorb everything. Otherwise, you won't remember a thing. You bring up a good spot. Maybe they thought they were going to go watch some television or something like that, that there's no way anybody's going to notice us, or
Oh,
maybe they didn't care.
why would that? Well, here's the thing. Why would they care? They are renting a hotel room in the heart of Beverly Hills. A one night stay in that hotel.
Over $1,000 for sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I think I know which hotel you're talking about. We paid for the room, we paid for the amenities, we paid for the view, we paid for the show. It's Vegas.
Yeah. We got free cable. The live show is, what do they call that? Oh, dinner theater.
It was dinner theater or lunch theater or whatever it was during the time of the day. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I did not bring those two people to anybody else's attention because I thought, no, that's going down the wrong road to say,
Because there was nothing you could do.
well, that plus, if people just come out to watch, then I acknowledge them. I think it's kind of fun for the couple or whatever. It's just say, oh, look, there's people you don't know that they're
Right.
excited about what's going on and they love and look, it's all about you guys. But in this particular case, it would not have been about the wedding couple at all the second that I brought attention to that couple. So I just thought, in my world, you don't exist anymore until I talk to JP. And then you will be front and center. Congratulations.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
You know what? We should create the JP Award. I don't know if it'd be a plaque or a ribbon or whatever, maybe a balloon, but it would be the JP Award.
You flatter me too much.
Congratulations. The person you never
Well,
met is judging you right now. So thank you.
well, speaking of awards,
Ah.
so this past week I officiated a wedding in LA. And interestingly, it has been a long time since I did a wedding on the beach.
Oh, you were in the sand?
Well, they had placed a boardwalk,
But yeah, but still.
but we were on the sand. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And when you do that, when you talk about people watching the ceremony, all you have to do is see videos of Venice Beach. You open up that whole possibility.
Right, right, right. Now, see, there it's a little different. For me, it's like, well, you selected a public spot. So that says to me you were comfortable with the public backdrop of your ceremony. So it adds color, but it's expected.
That's a
Nobody
very
did.
kind way to say it. That's
Yeah,
color.
yeah, yeah. But that's not the heart of my story.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, okay.
Yeah, that's whatever, lovely. I mean, at this point in time, go with the flow. I want to talk to you about the signing of a marriage license.
Okay.
When the circumstances allow, I get the witnesses to sign before the ceremony.
Right.
There's a lull, people are composed, we've got a clean table. Let's just get your signature on this baby right now.
Yep.
But there are times, as you know, where for whatever reason there's a hubbub going on beforehand, and it's like, you know what? I'll just nab you right after the ceremony. And because this was a beach locale, it was a venue right on the beach and everything, there was a lot going on. So it was like, fine, we'll do it right after the ceremony. Great event planners, we hands me the license, and I nabbed the best man, the maid of honor, and we're able to go off under a tent, and we find a table with a flat surface, and I do my thing. And I have to say, I am, as I suspect yourself, I am very OCD when I explain how to sign the license. It is a personality change. And I begin by apologizing. I said, it's not me, it's the county. I treat them like they are deaf, dumb, and blind. Okay. It's like, let me explain what's happening in this box. Explain what's happening in that box. Why am I doing this? All right. Because I handed my pen to the maid of honor. Why don't you begin? And she goes to put her pen to the paper. And she pulls back. She says, "Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute." And she waves over to a man and she looks at me. She says, I just want to get, I wanted to video it. She said, I promised the bride anything that the videographer isn't going to do, I'll do for her. So her husband comes over. Now he's got the phone. It's like a news reporter. Okay. She signs and everything is fine. And I then hand it to the best man and he signs and everything's fine. I think, thank you, Jesus. I said, thank you so much. And I just look at the, like, just do it a quick glance and I look at what she wrote.
Oh man, pins and needles. I am on pins and needles.
I have officiated over 1,000 weddings from my first to this week.
Yep.
And I never had a witness do what this woman did. Any guess?
Oh, you want me to guess? The first thing that comes to mind is she was too flamboyant. So it went outside
Oh,
the.
no, no. Remember that a thousand weddings, 1,000 ceremonies. This has never happened before. So no, the whole John Hancock thing. No, no, no.
She signed in the wrong place.
Oh, that's so cliched. Oh,
I have no idea. Oh, wrong color ink. No, she was using your pen. I have no idea. It's really straightforward. I'm really signing the. Anyway.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. I used to think it was straightforward. Hold my hand. Nothing in life is straightforward. Nothing. Okay. Can we all just acknowledge that? All right. Calm down, JP. All right. What did she do? So she signed her name. She printed her name inside the box. And then where it says mailing address. And I explained to this woman, it is your street address. It's where the mailman would, not a post office box. She signed the address, her email address.
Oh my gosh. What would you guess would be the age proximity of this person?
No more than 45.
Just getting into the 40s. I was thinking somebody who
100.
there's no, yeah, no, there's no landlines. I was thinking somebody 12.
Oh, I don't allow 12-year-olds to sign.
No. I know. I'm just saying a person that doesn't understand the parameters of
I,
your mailing address. You know what I mean?
As you have it displayed in our conversation, you know me. Okay. I'm looking, and it's like, how sometimes you'll see something and you see it, but it doesn't register
Yep.
with your brain. And I'm looking and I'm thinking, there's something wrong here. There's something that shouldn't be here. Why is this thing here? Why is this email address? How did this email address get on this line?
If it was a movie, the camera would be doing that back and forth. Wow,
Yes.
wow, wow.
Right,
yeah.
So fortunately, there was enough space left on that line for her to print her mailing address. So I had her do that. So nothing has been crossed out. Nothing has been written over.
Is this Los Angeles County, that issued the license?
It was Orange County.
Oh man, they're sticklers. Holy moly.
Now, the thing is, to complicate matters, she lives overseas. Doesn't live in America. So it complicates like getting a redacted form. I am praying that the fact that nothing is crossed out, nothing is written over, and the address was able to be filled into the remaining space, that when they see that she's not living here in the States, that some kind soul would just move things along.
Okay, we record every other week. You have just dropped one of the best cliffhangers of all time.
Well, but here's the thing. Because it's Orange County requires you, it may not be 2 weeks. It depends on how many applications they had. It may be two sessions from now.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I said we have to wait at least a month in order to find out if there's any ramifications. Right. And in this particular case, no news is good news. Yeah.
Exactly. So then I had to decide. So I immediately told the event planner, I said, I just want to give you a heads up. And then it was, how do I prepare the couple? See, what happens is I take the license with me. I never sign a license on site. I take the license with me. Then I mail a letter to the couple with the license, with a copy of the license. If they were not able to pre-order certified copies, instructions on order certified copies, and just a thank you note for inviting me. So when I sent that letter, I did put a heads up. This is what may happen.
I went through this same thing in my head on Sunday, 2 days ago. Do I tell them or do I not tell them? That thing is where I went back and forth in my mind. Here's what happened. The license. Jiminy Christmas. Why is that part of our job? The fathers were going to be the witnesses. This was, again, at a nice place. The two dads, and it looked to me like they were both had a nice career in business. I'm very clear. Okay, this is where you sign your name. And here's the way I phrase it. If your signature is fancy, you have to keep it inside the box. The other one deferred. You go first. He says to me, keep it inside the box. I said, yes. Oh, wait. Before we started, the other one starts to walk away. I said, wait a minute. I'm not done explaining. Wait a minute. He says, I have to go get my reading glass. I have to go get my wife's reading glasses.
Yes, that one.
The other dad
Oh,
says,
I heard that. Yes, the wife's reading glasses. God.
wait. Then the other dad says, oh, you're right. I'm going to go get my wife's glasses. And I'm
Oh,
thinking, oh man, so the circus has begun. Here we go. But here's the thing: when the first dad signed his name, you could tell there's a rhythm to his like almost muscle memory. And sure enough, the lines go outside the box and cross over the one of the numbers for the license number. And I'm thinking, I don't know what's going to happen with this. I have no idea.
you don't, because it depends on the temperament of the good soul who opens that license at the
Right.
office. Did they have
But
an argument with their spouse?
but then I have the dilemma. I'm talking to the groom. This is a very intimate wedding. There was only like 10 people there. I said just casually, because he's about to get married, and I could tell he was a little nervous. Your dad signed the license, and then I'm going to take the license and I'm going to send it in. If there's anything that needs to be revised, then they'll let us know. And I got that energy from him like, wait, what? And I thought, no, just keep moving. Like that didn't, like what I said doesn't exist. Forget it.
Right.
Never mind. I'm
Right.
not going to give them that, that kind of weird thing out of left field to carry with them as they're about to get married. I'm
Right.
not going to do that. I mean, we're like you said, we're at the mercy of the clerk. And if it comes back, it comes back, but it's not that big of a deal. It just delays, their certified copies.
Well,
And
see, in my situation, it is a big deal because this witness has gone back to her home country.
did two witnesses sign?
Yeah.
So I think that might be your saving grace because
Well,
they only need one witness.
yes, but they may say because the license was originally signed by this woman's signature, they do not have the authority to arbitrarily remove her.
Well, the
You
plot
see,
thickens.
I think a stickler would say the license as it was submitted has to be corrected, but removing somebody goes beyond correcting.
No, but if all they want is the correct address without the email address,
Yeah.
then that doesn't require anybody's signature. They just want that information, and
Well,
you can
no,
copy that.
I have had people had to like
Resign.
what we're talking. We don't know. All I know is that it happened, and like you thinking of me, I looked at this and I thought I wanted to cry out, Clint, Clint,
Fix
she
it.
messed it up, Clint.
By the way, those of you who are joining us for the first time, we don't always go into the weeds on the legalities of what we do. This is a unique situation.
Well,
So
it is because it speaks to. It's really not the weeds. It's the top of the weeds because the county is always so particular about the pristine nature of the license.
correct. But most people, when they think of the wedding ceremony podcast, that the license doesn't necessarily come into the discussion. But doggone it, everybody, this is the world we live in. JP and I are in the quagmire of this legality process. In fact, I'm just writing about that now that I'm thinking about it. I asked ChatGPT, what's the difference between the officiant who does the ceremony and the officiant who signs the license? And oh my gosh, quickly becoming one of my best friends, ChatGPT broke it down. And I thought, there you go. Absolutely.
If I could ask so much I could say, but I'm not. I am just going to say, Clint,
Yes.
lovely spending a few minutes on a Tuesday with you. I'm going to head off and teach my class at UCLA tonight.
Well, we are all going to be anticipating about a month from now to see if you have any news, an update, because again, no news is great news. So, all right, JP, tell people how they can get in touch with you.
Okay, so the website is jprweddings.com. And on that website, plenty of ways to contact me.
Perfect. Excellent. Remember that his books are in the Amazon store and in the Kindle store in Amazon for communications coaching, and he's brilliant. thebusinessofconfidence.com is that website. My website is simply my name, Clintuff, CLINTHUFFT.com, for all of the things that I do. And once again, thank you to the incredible musicians that play the music on the audio side of our podcast, the DaCapo Players, DACAPO Players.com. That's it for this episode of the Wedding Ceremony Podcast. This is Clint, and on behalf of JP, we will see you next time.